I don't like that.
You don't like
I don't like being on display.
Do you not want it there?
I don't care.
I just think you're the funniest. You're the funniest person in the world to me. So,
okay.
Like, even if we did it and we all talked and the camera just stayed on you the whole time, that would be to me
just my reaction to everything.
Yeah, or like your non-reaction.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Chair. I'm like, when you have nothing to cut to, just cut to Jimmy.
Don't fall asleep.
All right, are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Okay.
Right?
And 3.
Welcome back to the NEPA Scene Podcast. This is episode 3. With us today, we have Blinded Passenger. All 4 members are here. We're going to talk about their music a little bit. First, we'll give our usual update on what we've been doing on the site. Today, we put up a interview with Zach Hammond, who's a local comedian. Yeah. Guy's a riot. He's very, very
big
funny.
article you wrote. I think you took a shining to Zach Hammond.
I did. Well, I saw him years ago, and I thought he was funny then. And then he's been coming to the NEPA Scene open mics on Tuesday at the Woodlands, and he's been knocking it out of the park. We take a vote every time the audience votes of who they think was the best act of the night, and they win some cash and a gift card and all that kind of stuff.
How much cash?
They get $25 the first night, and then if they come back and headline the next night, the next Tuesday, they get another $25. Plus,
that was my phone. Sorry.
Plus, they get a $25 gift card to the restaurant upstairs. So pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. So it's actually a pretty cool incentive.
Lauren, we should go down and do our Captain and Tennille.
Okay.
All right.
I'm absolutely all right with that.
Okay.
So he's got that dark George Carlin kind of humor. So we focused on how you tell those kind of jokes tastefully and you approach those dark subjects and things like that. So
maybe we can get him on.
I think so. I think he'd be a good guest in the future.
Not better than Blinded Passenger, but
no, obviously not.
Say hi, guys. Don't.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You make me. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
And don't forget, Jimmy's in the box.
Hi.
Jimmy in the box.
All right, keep going, sir.
We put up a video from TwentyFiveEight today. They just put up a new video. We premiered our Shelter Sundays on the Blue Chip Farms Animal Refuge. We work with them now to feature a dog and a cat every week that needs adopting. They're based out of Dallas, so they're not too far from here. So if you're looking for a pet or you want to get somebody a dog or a cat for the holiday season, there's some cute animals up on there now. It's a good gift.
If you want to get somebody a dog or a cat for like,
actually they don't recommend you do that.
You should not gift living creatures.
Exactly, because they probably don't want it. So that's probably not the best advice in the world. But if you're in the market for one already, then by all means.
Wouldn't that be awful to have the kid who like wakes up in the morning and you have that nice golden retriever in the box that you just put in, and you're like, Sally, open it up, and you open it up, and she looks, and she's like, I didn't want this at all. I didn't want a puppy. What do you do with it?
That would be. I see. I can't even imagine that because I was ready to just click and adopt the dog myself. They had it all dressed up in like a little outfit, little dress, and they put little sunglasses on it. And I was like,
so Rich's selling point was the fashion accessories you can get for your dog.
Right. Well, my dog's got a sweater, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff.
Are they all like Star Wars shit and?
No,
or is it like really like the ugly sweater?
No, the
dog?
only thing real nerdy that she has is her Halloween costumes, as in plural.
Oh
she has.
I heard the S.
She's got a Spider-Man outfit, Captain America outfit. I got them on clearance last year, so
you got like the whole Marvel universe for your dog.
Yeah, basically.
I like how you're breaking down these gender barriers with
Absolutely, I would have it no other way.
Look at Jimmy. You can hear her, right?
Should she be closer?
Did you say no?
You can't hear me.
Her mic's not coming through?
I don't think my mic's on.
You want to pause for a second?
Yeah.
We're going to keep that in, too.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me switch the XLR.
Try that. Yeah.
What channel is she in? 2?
I was working a few minutes ago.
Well, just try tapping on the mic, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, I hear it. Yes.
You just jostled something and it's working again.
Okay.
All right,
Just
still
keep
ro-
going. I
still
never
going.
hit pause.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll leave that whole fucked up. All right, back to Rich and accessorizing his dog.
Yeah. No, let's actually get off that topic and let's get to the band.
I don't want people to judge me for.
No, I don't care if they do. That's fine. I love my dog.
No, I was just trying to make sure like you weren't Paris Hiltoning your dog.
No, it's not
Okay,
like that.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm cool with, Spider-Man and Captain America. Are they online? Did you post those photos of your dog?
a while ago. Yeah.
All right, I'll go look at them again.
Okay.
And Lauren, can you hear yourself now?
I can hear myself now.
Okay, good. All right, continue. Sorry.
All right, so let's get to the reason why Blind and Passenger is here. You guys have a new album coming out at the end of the week on Friday.
Yep.
And so tell us a little bit about the band. Give us some background for those who haven't heard you guys before.
Pat, you wanna?
Yeah.
You can move that mic
All
towards your
right.
face too.
There we go.
Oh,
Towards
it
your-
moves. That's technology.
Yeah. We've all been playing around together for a while. In this form, we've been together for about 4 years. We did 2 EPs before this, The Man in the Cannon and The Wheels. And they were kind of like a more folk, like Americana kind of sound to them. And this one's more of like an alternative, like kind of like 90s grunge rock inspired album. This is our first full length too. It's called The Electric. And we're releasing it this Friday at the Keys in Scranton.
Now, what made you guys change it up for this album?
I don't know. I think it was kind of like a natural like progression almost like
You bought an electric guitar.
yeah.
We
Yes.
found out about electric guitars. What?
What is this science?
You mean you can electrify this thing?
I can hear it louder.
Hence the name of the album.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
Sort of. Yeah. It's kind of a take on like the Electric City too, like Scranton. And it's kind of like what the idea behind it was like to paint a picture of Scranton almost through music.
Oh my God, where can I buy this? The Keys on Friday, right?
The Keys on
Now-
Friday.
Are you
Now-
guys doing digital?
Yeah, it'll be on iTunes and Spotify and all those websites on Friday too.
Now, people obviously have different ideas of what Scranton is and what it means and that sort of thing. So, what does it mean to you guys? And what are the songs reflecting what parts of Scranton?
And we're gonna take it one at a time.
All right. Track 1.
All right, now I want you to do track 1, and then you, and you, and you, and then we'll move to
Down
track
the
2,
line.
and we'll just keep going down the line.
No, I think it's kind of like just the whole kind of experience of what's going on now in the city and like growing up, like kind of like a comparative thing almost,
Yeah,
like
the
to
way things used to be almost.
Yeah.
Like, compared to the way things used to be compared to like the way things are nowadays. Like, you know how you like years ago it used to be nothing to go out and, meet up with a bunch of friends and ride your bikes or, see a group of kids playing in like a baseball field and stuff like that. Now it's just like everybody is so like guarded and scared and kind of like, it's just
What do you mean? It's like
it's just
I think it's kind of more like
I'm not like being like you're nuts. Like no, I'm like seriously like guarded and scared.
well, kind of. It's just like times have changed now. You know what I mean? And the city has changed, and you don't see that kind of thing anymore. And you don't see like the kind of like close knit group of friends and stuff like that. Everybody's indoors. Everybody's online. Everybody's playing video games. Everybody's on their iPads. Like you don't see like a
Like
that
the communal.
you don't see that a lot anymore. And this city, I feel like used to strive on that kind of thing, and it just feels like, and this is just one small point that we hit on in the album throughout the album, but I feel that it's you don't just see that anymore. Like that part of this city is dying. You know what I mean? So
What year did you guys? I don't want. I feel like that guy was like asking the woman how old she is. Like you really shouldn't ask that.
Us three, we just graduated our 10-year high school reunion from West Scranton. So
Oh, you bleed
that
blue.
was like, this
Oh,
was,
okay.
Yeah.
My mom teaches at West.
Oh, nice.
Did you go to West your whole life? Did you go to West Intermediate?
I did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
She teaches gym.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Oh,
That's
nice,
my mom.
yeah.
You don't know because you're a smoker.
And I'm you old smoker.
You old? He's like, yeah, everybody's dying. I love smoking.
Screw it.
So I mean, you guys. You guys grew up. I don't want to. Am I stealing? Okay. You guys grew up on a different kind of like community. Like West Side's really like that. Like West Side's really like we're just gonna go out and just hang in the streets and nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, it's very like 50s. But then like I just moved to West Side a couple years ago, and I could see the shift where it got really like you don't see people outside anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody's inside.
Yeah.
And is it because of? I mean, was that one of the like when you write like that? Is that because you're pissed?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty much. I think part of it too is there's like less people here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
everybody comes and they're like, oh, this is what it's like. See ya. You know what I mean?
Because I left and came back.
right.
Well,
Whether
people,
through
a lot of
stupidity
people
or
do
whatever,
come
but-
back too. Still, you know what I mean? I feel like, it's always that mentality that it's easier to move away, or it's easier to come back than it is to move away. But I feel like a lot of people like always end up coming back. And there's a lot of people that are very prideful of this area too. And that's why they come back, because they can always call this place home. There's always parts of that
Right.
that are
See, I grew up
So-
like you. Did you grow up like that?
Yeah, well, I grew up in West Side, and I went.
You're a
I
fellow
went to,
slider.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because I was bitter. Like I was like, this area sucks. And then when I went everywhere else, I was like, I really like Scranton.
Yeah, it's not it's not to say that we're being negative towards it.
Yeah,
Scranton,
no,
because
but
There
it's
is a shift, but like
Yeah.
that's not even like what you guys. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more shit in the album than like.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we shine light on.
there's good and bad.
All
Yeah,
aspects
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Because I felt that same way. Like I was really, bitter, and there's no better place to drink than Scranton, though.
Yeah.
There's a bar and a church on every corner, so you can drink and then atone. Sorry, go back to your questions. I'm an asshole. I don't mean to. I do it.
no,
The
you
other
were
thing
doing
too
good.
is for however many times I say like or I'll give a quarter to a charity if anybody counts it up. So for every one of those, I'll give a quarter. Does that sound? Are you writing that down?
Absolutely going to.
Yeah, because I listened to last week's podcast and I sound like I'm from like the Valley, and I'm like Or every time I laugh at my own jokes, I'll give money for charity. Does that sound like a good idea? Should I do that?
It's pretty good. You said likes and ums though.
Likes and ums, and then when I laugh at my own stuff.
Got it.
Okay, good. Okay, continue before
We'll continue about the album.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So on the album release show too, there's also an art show that ties in with that. Could you guys talk a little bit about that? I know he did the art for the album.
Steph, you
Talk about-
Yeah. Well, my brother Nick Ogonosky, he is employed with this illustration agency that's based out of Savannah, Georgia, called Illazoo, and basically they employ artists from all over the world, from Milan to England, like all over the place. And he basically just, one of the last projects he did was an illustration for like an Italian newspaper. So he's getting his name out there. He did a couple pieces for the Boston Globe and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. And he did a couple pieces for them, actually 2 pieces. So he's making connections, like he's getting some footing and stuff like that. And he was kind enough to take, which I think was an overly dramatic amount of time to just dream up the album artwork for us. And he took far more time than I think he needed to take, but that's just him. I think he's a perfectionist, but he did the whole album artwork for us, like the pictures of the band and everything like that you find inside, to all the illustrations and everything. I think it came out really great. And he's actually going to be showcasing 15 of his pieces for First Friday at the Keys that night of our album release. It's going to start, I think, at like 5 or 6 and then go until 9 when the first band, goes on. So,
Dude, Westside has so much talent.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. It's your whole back to you. What was your family life like? How did everybody get to be so? Was your family creative, or you just like
you know what? I think we all probably have some form of creativity in our families and in our roots. Mine in particular, my grandfather used to do graphing for like Sandvik.
Oh, Sandvik Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And my father is just I guess my father got that kind of artistic sensibility from my grandfather, and my father, paints a lot, and I just can remember like ever since like I was young, growing up around, my father playing a record player and just growing up really young around like really great music, like Elton John, John Mellencamp, like, all the greats, the Beatles.
The Cougar.
Yeah, when he had Cougar in his name.
Why'd he get rid of that?
I don't know. He's a schmuck. Anyway, I hope I don't get in trouble for calling John Cougar a schmuck.
He's gonna
on the
hunt
pod-
you
You're mad at
down.
him because he got rid of the Cougar.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like you're mad at him for
He
writing
got
Jack
rid of
and
his
Diane.
cool when he got rid of his Cougar. So
Do you think he got rid of his cool when he got rid
I
of the
think
Cougar?
so.
They named him John Cougar against his will.
Oh, the label did?
Yeah, that's if I have it right.
Interesting.
And
I thought you meant his
they
parents.
Did, and they,
Damn it, John! Quit calling yourself the Cougar.
We're
You're
renaming
40
you
years old.
at age 40.
Yeah.
We're changing your name.
What does he do? Like, oh, mom,
no,
dad.
I think the label really made him. They heavily
told you I
produced
wanted to
his
be
music and did
Optimus
everything their way. If you
Prime
listen to their,
Mellencamp.
if you listen to their early music, his early music, it's completely different than his later music because they controlled his sound and they controlled his name, obviously. And then
Is that why like he's so bitter now?
no, I think it's because he had a lot of heart attacks. I think he had a heart attack while he was at the doctor's getting another one checked out.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, you're having a heart
What a
attack
terrible
right
doctor.
now because he smokes so much.
I didn't know that. They named him Cougar.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
the label.
insane. All right.
Yeah. I
Okay.
watched Behind the Music,
Fair enough.
VH1.
And he was like, yep. And then they named me Cougar,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I really didn't like, but they pay me. So
Yeah. It's
little
sad.
ditty about Jack and Diane.
He smokes so much he can't even sing anymore.
Really?
Yeah. He has all of his bandmates sing for him at the concerts. He just,
So what, he just stands
just
up front and
puts in-
smokes while everyone else sings?
yeah, he just throws in a few jibber jabbers here and there. Yeah.
You make me feel. All right, so does everybody else? Does your families? Any of your families? Are they like that?
My whole family pretty much is musically inclined. Like my uncles. My uncle Jim Manley is one of them. Better guitar.
Wait.
My
he
Uncle
was
Jim
in my
Manley's one
dad's
of the better
band.
Guitar
He
players.
doesn't have the headphones.
Marion.
on.
he's-
Switch the headphones.
Let me hear the headphones.
All right, you're gonna have a weird conversation right now. You ready?
I'm ready.
So
Your
Jim
uncle's name is Jim
Manley,
Manley.
Yes.
he was
Jimmy
in the
Gibb.
band with my dad for years, the Blue Trolley Band.
Yes, that is him.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I still look up to him for many years. If only if I can have like half of the talent he has. He could play leads with one set of fingers here, and then he could be playing the bass notes with the other fingers
Yep.
at the same time.
That's your dad.
He can play two songs
That's
at
my
once.
uncle.
That's your uncle.
That's my mother's brother.
So wait, are you related? Are you related to all? Are you from West Side?
Yes.
So like Kevin Manley?
No. That's a different set of Manleys, I think.
Oh my god. Okay. So wait, he can play.
He can
The
with
lead?
with his
Yes.
four fingers. He can do like the bass notes with one finger or two fingers, and then leads with the other two at the same time, simultaneously playing like the root notes and doing the melody at the same time.
I mean, did you grow up with all that?
Yeah. Like, seriously, he is probably the best guitar player you've never heard of. He's seriously unbelievable.
And he used to make, I don't know if he still does, but he would down in his basement. He had like a 4-track recorder in his setup, and he would just make music all the time, and then like drop it off at our house once a year, like at Christmas time or whatever.
Isn't it weird how like Jimmy knows so much about your family?
Everybody should know my Uncle Jim, though.
He should.
Seriously,
You
is the
gotta
best
hear
guitar player
his
ever.
guitar playing. It's disgusting.
Is he still playing?
Oh yeah, he plays in a band now. I think it's called.
Crystal Skies, right?
No, he's not in that one anymore. He's one called. I think it's called The Fog. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think they're on Facebook. Plug my Uncle Jim's band on Facebook. Check out The Fog. You're welcome, Uncle Jim.
You know, it'd be great if that wasn't the band name and you just played somebody else's band. I think it's The Fog. Anyway, check out The Fog on Facebook. It may or may not be my uncle.
Yeah, all of a
band.
sudden there's this band from named The Fog who's like, why? What happened? Why is everyone liking our stuff right now?
Yeah, why is there boosting likes on our Facebook?
If The Fog is not my Uncle Jim's band, you're welcome anyway.
And what about you, dude?
Not even a little bit.
Oh, so were you the kid who grew up pots and pans?
Pretty much, yeah.
Just whacking?
Just whacking shit.
Just whacking shit.
Typical Steve, always whacking it.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
You make me feel so good.
I like where this is going. This is the first time I've ever been or heard a podcast. Oh no, we heard that one the other day in the car. But this is fun. I like this.
This is my second ever podcast.
I thought you were going with, this is the first time the band's let me talk.
That too.
Yeah, and we're regretting it as we speak. No, I'm just kidding. We love you.
Well, when you do a print interview, all that stuff gets cut out and edited out, and
Yeah.
you focus on the subjects. With the podcast, it just kind of goes all over the place. So you're able to just say what you want to say and talk about what you want to talk about.
I can literally hear Stefan's teeth grinding as Steve talks.
I'm gonna keep talking.
You can't stop him now. He's drunk with power, man. He's just gonna like, the only way you're gonna stop me is when it's over.
I wish he had the faulty mic.
Ooh, you're gonna get it.
But so apparently you guys get along.
Yeah, no,
We're fine.
we do. We're good.
It's like so how
We're like bacon and eggs.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but we're
We're like-
close. Yeah,
We're like
close.
ham and chickens.
Yeah, yeah.
Peas and carrots.
Yeah. No, back to the artwork though, because my brother did a great job on it, and it's actually really cool. The concept of it is actually this figure that he drew that is basically plugging an instrument cable into like this kind of turnstile with this city on it, and it's almost like kind of saying like, this individual, this character is like plugging the music back into the city. You know what I mean? And almost like breathing new life into it and almost illuminating the city, with that kind of electricity. So it kind of has a cool concept to it. Like if you really look at it, from that angle. So I think that he did a really good job and it came out really well. So.
Well, you guys are playing with a great group of bands that night too. Do you feel like that? You guys and a lot of the other bands are kind of doing that to the music scene right now, because in the last few years, from the bands that I've talked to and the people that I've talked to, they feel like the scene is starting to come back in some way, and that there's a whole new generation of bands that are doing original music now in the area that people are getting into, and there's a following built on that and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gaining some momentum. Like there's so many, like you said, Estacota, Social State. There's like a ton of others, like Silhouette Lies,
Days in Transit.
There's so many there's a bunch I'm forgetting too, but there's so many good musicians and songwriters in this area, and it just seems like there hasn't been the platform kind of or stage for it to for people to get it out there. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're starting to see some venues pop up, like in Wilkes-Barre and the Keys downtown. They have a lot of original music, and so I would say it's definitely on the upswing. You know,
Now, is that always an issue too? Having the venues to play, because it seems there are places like New Visions and the Vintage, and those are gone within the last year or two. So and it doesn't. There are other the other side is starting to become more of a venue that original bands can play and stuff.
Is that the place down by Bart and Irby's?
Yeah, it
actually
basically
the back
is
of
the
Bart-
other side of Bart and
Irby's,
Irby's,
yeah.
more
Oh,
or
okay.
less. Yeah.
I'm afraid to go to Wilkes-Barre. So I'll be honest.
So that's why you haven't been to our open mics yet.
I'm not afraid of the wood. Well, I'm kind of afraid of the Woodlands, but I'll come tomorrow night. I'm not going to participate,
Okay.
but I'll
That's fair.
come. Help. I don't know what I can do.
Clap,
I can.
laugh.
Yeah, that's that actually does bring up a good point. It's trying to get people out to these things. It's like I mean, you guys have been I think have been doing a great job in getting the word out to everybody. Every website, newspaper, whatever is talking about you guys and doing some sort of promotion. And then a lot of times I see all this build up to a show, and then you get to the show and it's generally the same crowd of people who always support that kind of music. It's trying to get those new people out to give it a chance, and to you'll see people come out for major headliners or things like that. The arena just sold out some country band that I had was not remotely familiar with, Florida Georgia Line. They sold out the arena in 15 minutes, and I'm like,
The arena in Wilkes-Barre?
yeah. And I was like, okay, that's great, because it was the first time in a while that the arena completely sold out.
How are we
And
selling out our arena with a band we've never heard of? I'm just bringing that like as a free thought moment.
Beats me.
All right.
I mean, but do you guys
what's
do you guys
going
see
on?
that trying to get people out to
It's-
these shows?
It's interesting because how you said, trying to get new people out and everything like that. Like, I think that with the economic times, the way everything is, the economy, especially in this area, I think it's a safe bet for people to go out and spend the money on something that they know, that they're familiar with, and as opposed to taking a chance on something that, I don't know if I'm going to go see this local band because they may suck. You know what I mean? I might get burned. I'll pay $5, I'll pay $10, whatever to get in, and I'm not going to have a good time. That's understandable. But I think that by using different social media outlets and getting our name out there through different types of media, that, it kind of lets people get a little preview of that. So, they're just like, oh, well, maybe we'll, head out, take a chance. You know what I mean? It gets them out of their like comfort zone almost.
Has that been difficult for you guys over the years, or has that been something that you're gradually growing into? Like, okay, here's how we can work this. Like, especially with social media,
with getting our music out there.
Like, I mean, you guys are part of a group of bands that like really supports each other.
Yeah,
which is really awesome. Because to some people it's a contest and whatever, but to you guys it's
right.
like it's about all of us. But have you found that, like, when was your first EP?
It's like
2010 as this band.
All right, so like in the last 4 years,
Yeah.
I mean, have you, like, what was your first show like to now, and like how is it getting, like, because I think what you're trying to get is like, so let me figure out my point here. So you guys are part of a group of bands that really highly supports each other, and it's really awesome. And you kind of get like the same people, like it's all like the fans of you guys are fans of everybody,
right.
Yeah.
So then getting new people,
It's breaking through that ceiling.
Yeah.
right? So how,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. It's like, so are you guys like, is it harder to reach out to get new people to come to the shows instead of like, and it's not to like downplay like
No,
the people
no.
who love your music.
No,
it's,
yeah,
it's,
no.
it's to say like, how do we get new people to love our music?
I mean, I think it's always a challenge.
And you're on the
to come
spot. Go.
I think you just, like the way technology is now, you just got to be inventive and find new ways to entice people to come out, and new, maybe new gimmicks and stuff like that. And it is hard. I mean, because like I said before, some people just don't want to take the chance. But I think that with our community being such a tight knit community musically, that I think that if people did take a chance more often, they'd be pleasantly surprised.
Are we all gonna nod? And
I would agree with that.
That was very good. That was a good answer. I agree with that.
Golf club.
Yeah, it's like turning over the stone and finding, whatever.
But I
analogy you
think
wanna-
that's the hard thing. Is to get that to happen.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about your guys' show too is that you're combining the art show with the music show, because I feel like that's another thing where a lot of these pockets of artists are all there. All of the illustrative artists all support each other. All the musicians support each other, but they're not really meeting in the middle somewhere where everybody
Right.
can come together and go to one show and say, "Oh, here's a little bit of everything. Look at all of the different kinds of talent that people have."
Right.
Now it's turning into like some cool Andy Warhol party.
And that's why the Keys is a great place, especially for First Fridays, and whenever they have bands play there, because it's not just a dark, dank hole in the wall. You're seeing somebody just pay $5 to see somebody strum an acoustic guitar. You go in, it's good drinks, filled with good people, and you even if you don't like the band, you could sit there and stare at art the entire time you're drinking your face off. It's a really cool place, and I think people need to just well, that's what I do.
I just think it's
sit
really
there
an
for
interesting
hours and
concept
just
to drink your face off
Yeah.
and look at art.
They
Yeah.
also have a Nintendo 64 with
Yeah,
all the
that's
games.
pretty
in
cool.
it.
Oh, that's
Right.
right. Yeah,
like
like
Super
Mario
Smash,
Kart, don't
but
they?
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, it's really this party atmosphere they have going
Yeah.
on there.
yeah, it's
It's like
definitely a
it's
great
like
atmosphere.
some cool like college apartment.
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah,
now like,
yeah.
oh yeah, we're gonna have bands and music and
Speaking
we're
of
gonna play Nintendo 64.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. You never been there?
I'm not from around here.
What are you doing Friday night
Work.
after work?
Work.
You're doing- oh God.
I'm opening a open challenge to anybody who wants to play me in Mario Kart this
Oh.
Friday night.
Oh.
I'll be the guy in the last band playing the bass. So
As you're
You-
playing Mario
Lauren,
Kart.
you're going to abandon
do
work
both.
for that?
I might have to abandon work if there's a Mario Kart challenge on
what
the table.
character do you use?
Yoshi.
I use Bowser.
All right.
Stone, I beat you last time with
You-
Toad.
That's cheating. Bowser's just fat.
No, you
He
beat
blows
me in
everybody off.
You beat me in Super Smash Bros.
cheating.
That-
Bowser's just fat.
That character has a different weight class. The car is heavier, so you can't
Yeah,
make
but
the
he's
jump
slow as
easy.
hell though.
You can't.
Yoshi
Who's
is
slow?
the character.
Bowser?
See, but here's where it gets interesting is because these guys have a record release Friday, and we're getting her to go for Mario Kart.
Hey,
Which is
how-
like,
I
that's
haven't
a
played
business
Mario
network
Kart.
for you.
that's exactly what he was just talking about. You
Okay.
got to try different ways to get
Exactly.
people to go. If it's Mario Kart, so be it.
Obviously, my
One person
4,000
at a time.
my 4,000 Facebook invites didn't work, but Mario Kart did.
I went one summer
weird.
undefeated in
There will
Mario
also
Kart.
be balloons
Wow.
at the release party.
There's going to be balloons.
Like 1,000.
What kind of balloons?
You serious?
Ones he blew up himself.
The most fun kind.
Water balloons?
Yes.
He has no idea.
So
what
there's
he's
a
talking
water balloon fight at the show. too?
Didn't you kill this mic?
I told you, I'm saying whatever I want.
There's going to be balloons. Do we even have balloons? Nope. No,
Balloons aren't in the budget.
Sorry, Steve.
I'm actually going to bring Steve into the conversation more now because
Terrible idea.
Antagonist.
well, I just saw Steve a couple weeks ago playing a very interesting instrument. Are you going to bring that out at all for the show? Or
No, that won't be a part of that.
okay,
show.
well, tell us just
They don't-
about
they
it.
don't know
and
that yet.
Tell us about it in general.
Well, it's a steel drum. It's in the scale of D minor. It has 9 notes, and it sounds really nice. It's called a handpan.
I like how it's got like it's made of steel.
You hit it.
D
with your
minor.
hand.
Well, I haven't seen anyone else play that around here.
No, he showed it to me before. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. That's
Yeah.
pretty insane.
Steve really hits the D, slaps the D around.
all the time.
was it
Play-
in D minor?
Yeah.
He plays the handpan pretty good too.
Yeah.
I do.
In D minor.
In D minor.
Where did you find that?
I YouTube.
Were you like? It looks like something that like somebody was like, "Oh, I just made cookies."
Oh yeah.
And now I'm gonna flip it over
and they play it.
Mm-hmm. But it's awesome. But when you look at it, it looks like something that you got out of the Betty Crocker catalog.
Yeah.
So how the hell did you find that?
Well, I saw a video of some guy playing it on YouTube, and I want it one, so I researched it, and I found out they were really hard to get. So I gave up on it.
So
for
I wanted it more.
Yeah, well, that too. But I gave up on it for a couple of years, and then I went back to it and tried to find it, and I wrote this guy a letter in Germany, and he said, "Okay, I'll send you one."
Did you have to write it in German?
No.
Guten Tag, mein Name is Steve.
So wait, you literally had to write the precondition for you to even be like it was like trying to get into a private school.
Yeah, it was hard. They're hard. They're very hard to get.
This steel drum, is it like the kind of instrument you find in island regions?
No, it's different than that. It's
upside down.
Like it's like convexed instead of concave.
Ah.
So it looks like somebody took like a popcorn bowl and flipped it upside down, and then put little square.
Does it sound like a glockenspiel?
Nothing like that.
Does it sound like a whistle?
I might get one of those too.
A glockenspiel?
Yeah.
It's a good instrument.
Your next album is going to be insane.
It's gonna be
Let him do.
We attempted to put it on a song, but
yeah, it didn't fit.
Yeah, it sounded like we jammed it in there. So
wait, how disappointed were you when you tried it on the song and you're like,
I was
they won't let me do it?
I was a little upset.
Were you really?
Yeah, no, not really. I didn't really care. I was like, it didn't fit, so Pat was right. He's like, no, we're not going to do it. I'm like, okay.
How long did you try to do it for?
An hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So like an hour and a half, you looked at it, you're like,
It's not gonna work.
no.
Steve goes, "Can we please switch this key to D minor in every song?"
That's what I should. Yeah.
For people that don't know, that's the impression we all do of Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have clarified that.
Can you do this? It doesn't sound anything like you.
Steph, you do that. You have the
I
best.
think my
Please do
brother
it.
invented it.
Yeah.
That's what he sounded like in high school, I guess.
Real high pitched.
Right?
Stefan does it the best, but he's very shy of it.
Yeah.
Come on,
No, I
please do the
can't be-
Steve. Please do the Steve.
Yeah.
Do the
No, I
Steve,
can't.
man.
I can't be put on the spot.
Please.
Like that,
Oh,
see?
Okay,
It'll
before
be
we're
randomly.
done, can you just like,
Yeah,
without
I'll just-
anyone knowing, just
I'll just
do
pepper it in there.
Just pepper it in
Yeah.
there.
You'll know it when you hear it.
One day, you make me feel so good.
Oh man.
I like how you keep bringing that up, and anyone
With no
listening,
context.
anyone listening
With
has
no
no
context.
clue what you're talking about.
So that's our Easter egg. At some point, they will know about. You make me feel so good.
Fair, I offer no explanation.
No,
That's fine.
And I might do it just like you're gonna do your impression.
Yeah. It's got to be the right time. It's gotta be
So
the right time.
go.
So what does the album sound like then?
Yeah, we play it in your minds right now and tell
world
us.
music.
Sounds
Pretty much,
really, really
yeah.
good.
It
Yeah.
sounds like it's in D minor.
Yeah.
I wish.
Steph, where were you on that one?
I would say it sounds like the music is kind of like I said, like kind of like 90s grunge inspired. Like I wouldn't compare it to like straight up 90s grunge, but like I'd say something like a Weezer or a Foo Fighters type sound with the music. And,
Why'd you decide to? Was that a conscious
the shift?
decision?
Yeah. I mean, I think you just get bored doing one thing, because actually the whole Blinded Passenger thing started like as like kind of a side project that I started from. We played in Losing Caulfield, and I started it kind of as like a Bright Eyes like sounding thing, like almost like an acoustic, like folksy, like kind of thing like that. And I don't know, you just get bored. You just want to do something different. So it kind of like naturally progressed into this though, like throughout the EPs, I'd say.
Rich,
I was waiting for you to jump in.
no, I don't know who the captain of the ship is. It's got to be you. I'm like the guy. I'm like the crazy monkey, like on your shoulder, being like, "But you should do this," and then. So I will give $1 to charity for doing that. Oh my God, she's keeping tabs on it.
Lauren's been keeping tabs the whole time.
You said a lot of likes too.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I'm not keeping track of him, just you.
I know, but I was gonna be like,
All right, I'll do
you
that
owe
too.
$17.
I'll give a quarter.
Who gets to pick the charity?
I think you should.
I think our guest should.
Do you want to pick well, let's get to the end and then
Okay.
we'll. Okay. Put a pin in it. We'll do the charity then. All right, keep going.
So, where is the band after the show is said and done? What are your guys' plans going forward? Are you going to tour a little bit? What shows do you have coming up? That sort of stuff.
I think we're going to try to do some shows like in. Damn! I should like again. In
Mark that one down.
Yeah.
Okay.
In New York and Philly and stuff like that. Yeah, I wouldn't say like a tour. I wouldn't say we're going on a tour, but we're gonna,
get outside the area.
Get
a
out
little bit.
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
You're aching to say something.
No, I'm good.
Do you find it hard, like New York and Philly are kind of like equidistant from each other for here? Do you find it hard to kind of get in touch with other markets? No, I mean, like if you're like, hey, there was a few of those in there, so don't put that. But like, shit.
Now you're getting in your own head.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to introduce your music to people in like St. Louis. I'm trying not to say like so bad. That doesn't count.
It counts.
It does not.
How do you broach an audience that you've never actually had any sort of contact with in an untouched market?
Can I just talk to you and then you repeat, like you make English of it?
We can work like
All right,
that.
that'll work.
It's
so
hard.
Much better.
I think it's hard because it's kind of like here, like you have a group of bands and everybody supports each other. Like that's what they have in all cities, pretty much, And it's hard to break into something like that, I don't know.
When you're an outsider. Like
Yeah.
that, I think.
I mean, is that how they look at?
I
don't think Northeast PA musicians look at kind of outsiders as being like.
Not even that, but it's just if you don't know another band, I feel like it's kind of hard to get on a show that's gonna attract people from that area.
So you have to network your ass off then.
Pretty much.
I think
it's like a
networking,
band
yeah.
from that area coming in and being like, "Hey, where's the party at?" And we're like, "It's right here. What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, go away. You know what I mean? If you're unfamiliar with like their band, it's kind of harder to be like, "Well, yeah, come on, jump on a show." Like,
I find like, damn it, shit.
You are going to owe a fortune.
I don't know how to talk without sounding like a Valley girl.
It's as though you have to find a host band to bring their crowd in order to bring their audience.
Well, no, I know that you have to do that, but to me, like it seems most musicians, especially from this area, are so like receptive and like arms wide open and doors wide open. Like if you guys need a place to crash, or if it's just there's like this familial attitude amongst especially artists and musicians in this area, and I don't know if that's so reciprocal in other places.
Yeah.
I mean, not to downplay like anywhere else, but it's just not. It's if you're playing a game of statistics, I don't think it would be as socially, hey, we're gonna go to rally and they're gonna be really nice to us. Like you don't know, but around here you can almost be confident. Like somebody's gonna open the door for you and help you out a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess that's just the chance that you take. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like almost like throwing darts at the dartboard at that point. You know what I mean? Like if you go to a different area and you make friends with another band there and you guys have a great show together and there's people there that actually give a shit, then you've kind of stuck. You've made your impression then, and you walk away, and that's I think how you gain fans. You know what I mean? So I just think it's all about like maybe a little bit of right place, right time, and just taking a chance, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and just going and just being like, screw it, we're just gonna go, we're gonna play.
Are you guys comfortable now musically?
I think.
Yeah,
I
think
feel
so.
Yeah, musically comfortable. Yeah, I mean,
what's the worst show you ever played?
That's a loaded question. Please let me take this.
Can we do the worst and then the best?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be the best. Like, oh my God, there's 8 million people there. It's like the most rewarding, or like.
There's 2 shows that come to mind for this question though.
For the worst?
The worst?
Well, yeah.
No, the
remember
worst.
the one show that we played in New York just not too long ago? that festival.
That's pretty bad.
That was
bad
pretty
too.
bad.
We'll
No.
talk about that, but you guys talk about
Well,
yours first.
You take it because you look really
Yeah.
excited about.
I'm sorry, but this is mine.
This is
I'm going to use foul language, and it's coming. Before Stefan was in the band, right before he joined, it was me, Pat, and Steve, and our first show was actually in Philadelphia. What was the name of the place, Pat?
The Kyber. Bar.
Yeah.
Your very first show is in Philly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. And
it's a great leap.
yeah, it was. Took a leap of faith.
Yeah, it wasn't the garage at my parents' house. It was Philly. We played Philly at the Kyber.
Now the place was really cool, but it was like a weeknight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was tough, and wasn't many people there. So we walked in, first show as a band. We're excited, ready to play. We have our songs down, and there was this one other kid that was going to open for us. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I'm not going to use names. We walked in, and it was just him and his girlfriend, and he got set up to play. It was
That's
us.
all that was
That was all that was there. It was the band and the kid's girlfriend.
Us, the band.
Yeah, us as the band.
Yeah, it's okay.
The
So
three
it
of
was
us
you
and the kid's
so
girlfriend.
five
People.
including him and his girlfriend. There was 5 people.
Yeah.
Okay, and us.
Thank you, Philadelphia.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
And it started with this kid came up and started playing the guitar, and he's whispering, he's like strumming chords, and he's whispering into the microphone. He's like, I know this. Then out of nowhere, he looks dead at Pat, and he goes, "Would you die for your government, pussy?" He is screaming at the top of his lungs in a room with nobody.
He was a real nice kid, though.
was
I
really
hope this
nice
kid
kid.
listens to this podcast and he's just like, shut up.
It
I
is
feel bad
great.
because he was a nice guy.
He was really nice.
Hey,
but
it's that pussy.
it caught me off
Even
guard.
though he called me pussy.
He looked right at Pat. He goes, "Would you die for that
Did he
government
point
pussy?"
at Pat too?
Wait, he pointed?
No, he looked at him. He was playing the
pointed up.
guitar. He was like punching his guitar.
Tell me you didn't lose your shit when he did
I
that.
lost it. I lost it.
What, like, was he
I
up there
left the
playing
room.
serious music?
Serious music.
Well,
he was
he
like,
was serious
he was
about
very
that.
serious.
No, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
Stephen Lynch. Like he's, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
this
He was
is-
dead. serious.
He was
Would you
100%.
die for your, what is it?
He's this whisper. He's like, "I don't know. Would you die for your government, pussy?" Steve lost his shit right then and there. He walked out of the bar. I just stared at Pat. Pat goes, "Oh man."
That's like, how do we follow that?
The best
You
part
had
about
to play
this is
after this.
The kid's girlfriend's going, just nodding along like she was enjoying it.
And it's like
I helped him write that.
Congrats. That's to be song of the year.
I think it ended with me just going, "Sorry guys about this one."
That doesn't sound like the worst show ever. That sounds like the best show ever.
Yeah, it's true. But there was really nobody there. And that
Yeah,
was,
I liked how you guys were like, yo, we had so much fun, Stefan. Come play guitar for us. I'm like, all right.
Is that how they got you in the band? They're like, yo, they played Philly. It was packed. We opened up for this guy who's going to be national real soon. And you're like, that sounds like a great gig. I'm going to go do that. And then you
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you
pretty
get in the
much how it
band and they're
happened.
like, you signed your life away with these guys. And they're like, all right, we got to tell you something. Would you die for your government?
That was the question we asked him before we were going to go. Like, yo, the three of us got a band. Would you die for your government, pussy?
Now, is there a comma in there? Is it like a run-off? Like, I'm trying to figure out the context of
That's
this
a great question.
Like,
I mean, because words are important.
I don't know. I'll give the exact
Was he
phrasing of
calling
it.
you out, or was he
he-
saying that the government has a vagina?
True, yeah. I don't know. I would think it sounded like a comma. It sounded like he was calling me out.
Yeah, he was definitely calling you out. Because he
Does he
made,
realize that he could have been fighting you and you would have been fighting his girlfriend and him? Because he just called you to the floor.
he looked dead into Pat's soul. He just went like, he's playing because Pat was like kind of to the side by the wall. And he was like looking straight at first, and then he just goes, "Would you die for your government, pussy?" I'm sorry. That's my answer to the question.
I would have lost my shit and laughed, so I wouldn't have been able to play.
It's 4 years later, and I still can't handle it.
Sometimes he'll say that to me at a show as we're playing. He'll just look over and do that, and I'll just like lose a drumstick. Oh man!
Did you do that Friday?
Probably.
Now you will. Yeah.
Just like it's some weird break, like some really emotional breakdown. of a song, and you just turn to him and just scream it. And then you guys can't function after that.
It's hard. It is, man.
That's got to be the encore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
Nothing is going to top that after that.
I think your side project should add that song. That's the title, opening track. That's what it should be, not the other song. Not the other song. It's that one.
The other song.
Yeah, which I won't say.
Yeah.
You make me feel so good.
So what's the best show? Because this Friday didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
Probably last release, right?
Yeah, our last release, I'd say, was pretty packed.
Where was that at?
It was also at the Keys downtown.
What was that, like a year ago?
That was 2 years ago, 2012. I think we did that.
And that was the best show you guys ever had.
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of great ones. You don't really remember. I think the
but
bad
I'm not
ones
saying,
stick
like,
out. You know what I mean?
Do you have another bad? Can we hear one more bad one?
Yeah,
you
you
have
have
one more bad one.
You have a bad
Talking about
one.
the kid with the harp?
No.
Oh, that was another bad one. See, it's hard to remember the good one. Like when you play.
There's so many bad ones that it's hard to remember the good one.
I mean, is that something that you kind of try to find, because it's really difficult, like trying to be a musician, and do you find solace in, like
In the bad ones?
the nonsense of of what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
You gotta kind of look back and just be like, kind of just laugh about it almost. You know what I mean? Just what else can you do at that point?
That's an amazing story.
Did
You're welcome.
Did you answer him? Were you like, yes, sir?
I think I slowly crept out of the room.
He went and got a beer.
Did you do like the slow walk
Like the
backwards?
sideways.
Steve was already gone. Pat left. I was just alone in the room with his girlfriend. I was like, oh man, good job out there.
So Steve, he lost his shit, took off.
Yeah.
To laugh in the bathroom so his tears hit the toilet.
Steve literally goes, I can't, and he walked away.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh my God. All right, sorry for asking that question. Holy shit. Did anybody film it?
No. Only if we had that on tape. Oh man.
Oh my God. Is he still around? Is that guy still around?
I don't remember his name. I don't remember.
It was
his name.
funny because we set the show up with him while he lived in Philly, but he was actually from Wilkes-Barre. I remember he told me he was from
Do you
Wilkes-Barre.
remember his? You don't. I don't want you to say his name. But like, I
have no
really
idea.
want to find this guy.
Steve, you're getting too specific. Now he's going to hunt me down.
I honestly don't remember his name.
I don't either.
So he set up the gig, and then it was just,
Yeah.
and then.
Yeah. Would you die for your government?
Would you ever
pussy?
do that at a show? Did you ever see anybody do anything crazy like that?
No, just drunk girls falling into speakers.
Drunk girls falling into speakers.
Yeah, our speaker stand got bent up because a drunk girl fell into it.
That's the best story.
That sounds like an awesome YouTube video.
But then as she was drunk, she looked up and went, would you die for your government pussy? And it was that kid's girlfriend.
So now we know where she is.
No, we've raised the question several times. We have yet to answer it, though.
Oh, the best show?
No, would you die for your government?
Oh yeah, well, we can't answer that.
I would
question.
not. I will answer and I would not.
Steve likes life.
Right?
Yeah, I do.
life. I'm a lover.
I'm a pretty happy guy. Yeah, I like to be alive. So
There's a lot in that statement, though. It's just like,
Yeah.
And if there is no comma,
And-
it's a really deeper question.
And maybe if it was asked in a nicer tone.
True.
Yeah, I mean, how do you like? That's just like.
yeah, if he was like, "Hey,
That's-
buddy, come here. I got something to ask you."
Right.
You know, I would be more receptive to thinking it over. But
Right.
Can I speak to you on a personal level? Would you die for your government?
I think it was because he was singing into the microphone. He just didn't want to like blow the whole place up by screaming that. He just happened to turn and not go into the microphone, and he looked at Pat. But still,
Oh my God! So it was like the ambience of the room was
Yes.
this. Oh,
it was like an empty room. This echoed, so it was not into a microphone. This was just.
It just looks like a carnival barker. Like
This
he just
was-
looks nuts.
Would you die for your government pussy?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing. See, that's why anything can be art. Anything.
Pat, do you have this guy's email? We can contact him. We can do
probably
another show.
I probably have it.
Check your Gmail. Go in your history.
Send him this link.
2010. I'll pull up.
He could be your next podcast.
This is the most
guy.
promotion that guy has probably ever gotten at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing that blows my mind is like, he could probably be the worst musician ever. I want to go see him now. Or he might be the best. Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to go see like the Victorian freak show that is like.
Do you just want to be derided? Like, do you just want him to rip you
nothing's
apart?
like, I love like when when I worked on Sons of Anarchy, right? Henry Rollins was on the show. It was season 2, and his internet went out at his apartment. Who would have thought? So he comes to the office to use our wireless internet, and he sat. So my desk was like, the couch was like right next to my desk, and he sat on the couch and like worked on his whatever. And he spent like 3 hours just like lambasting me about how my parents never loved me. And I was like, keep it, like, this is amazing.
So you have Henry Rollins stories and you never shared them with me until now?
No.
We can't be friends after this.
I didn't know. I just kind of looked at it like, all right, you know. And he sat there for like 2.5 hours and just like went through the litany of reasons why my parents never loved me to begin with.
What
And it was
started
awesome.
that?
Were they all true?
None of them were, but it was just amazing. Like, he was just making he was making like these educated generalizations on like, you know, that you kind of do, like, you know, when Howard Stern, you know, has the stripper on, he's like, were you abused? You know,
Right.
like making those generalizations where it's like, just because you do this, I'm going to fit you in the mold of like what that is. I don't know why he picked me. And it was all right, because like I got to go home that night and be like, yo, Henry Rollins dressed me down for like 2.5 hours, and it was awesome. So to see that guy, if he went crazy at me, like, I'm just like, get me the popcorn. I'm just hit me. It's amazing. Especially if it makes no sense. Like, I never, why would you assume that I wouldn't die for that?
Now that kid could have like popped out 6 good songs after that, and I have no idea. I don't remember.
Yeah, they could have been classics.
He could have been. He could have been really good, but in my head, all I remember is him staring at Pat and asking him that question.
I'm so I'm so envious that you have that image in your mind and I don't have it.
That's kind of like a gift and a curse. Because like Steve said, it'll be like silence at one of our shows, like in between a song. I'll come and go, some mouth it to him. He's back there laughing, throwing drumsticks.
And it must suck for you because you can't experience it.
I know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me, not you.
man.
No, you. To me, you're my new Johnny Depp because that happened. You're my new famous personality. Like, oh my God, that's the guy that guy said that to. That's amazing.
Oh man,
You guys are the first people to ever hear that story besides us.
really?
Yeah. I've never told anybody that.
yeah, we
That's
joke
one of
about
the
it
best
all the time.
stories.
Yeah,
We have to ask.
An NEPA Scene exclusive right here,
my
ladies and
God.
gentlemen.
The Philadelphia die for your government pussy story.
We're actually just going to cut the rest of the podcast out. All this crap
everything
about
else, forget it.
music
It's-
and
no, yeah. It's
albums.
this
don't
and
even
conversation.
show us
whatever.
playing. Yeah,
I'm gonna get like ads on Facebook now, and people are gonna say, "Yo, can you tell me the story via text?"
I'll write it out for you. It'll have more detail.
Can you comment on my wall? saying,
Audio
"Would you
book
d-"
deal for
Yeah.
Will you have T-shirts that say that ready for Friday?
Oh my God!
Yes.
Oh shit, we dropped.
Because
the
I will
ball.
wear
we
that.
did.
Just
Yeah.
that day.
You
Just
got-
that one
you got
day playing
fucking
Mario Kart.
balloons.
Yeah,
You could have had T-shirts with that on it.
seriously, all those fucking. Oh,
Where's your foresight?
I should not make any
But you know what
decisions.
it's like? It's like Schwarzenegger. Like, how the hell was he supposed to know "I'll be back" is going to be like the catchphrase for the rest of his
Yeah.
life?
Yeah.
Would you die for your gun? That's going to be blinded passenger. And on the back, I'm telling you, it'll be.
No, then the kid would find us. He'd be like, "Listen, now you're gonna die from me, pussy."
You owe me royalty money.
There would be that.
You think it would be? You think it would be like he would sue?
I mean, he could. If he
I
wanted
don't
to.
know.
He's got the copyright on that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the first time I've ever heard that phrase in my life.
It's such
He might.
It's such a curious phrase.
I like to think that he went on to form the band we were talking about before, Florida Georgia Line, and they just sold out the arena.
Oh.
Thank you. Rosmarina. What you
And he's
got
just,
for your government?
he's just looking at the bass player. He's like, can I say it? We're done with our set. Can I say it now?
All right, Steve, do it.
Yes.
And his name is Steve.
It has to be.
It has to
Is
be.
that fucking nuts? Yeah.
What if that saying meant the White House cat?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Pardon me. Pardon.
Jimmy goes, what if that meant the White House cat?
Right?
That's why would you die for your government? That's why those 7 words are it's like so you have no idea.
It'd
It's
be
like,
the White House cat.
but it could be anything.
That was hilarious.
That's the deepest lyric I've ever heard from anybody.
That just opened up a whole new dimension of that to me. He could have
Yeah,
been
we're gonna
talking
be
about.
talking about this for
He
weeks.
could have
Like
been
you don't
talking about
realize that.
At the time, he could have been talking about George Bush's cat.
Yeah, he could have. Like, well, I don't know. I mean, he could have. He had a dog, but it was a girl dog, I think. I don't know.
Or maybe it's some astute perception that the government's actually run by cats.
Well,
As
any
would be
cat
into-
that enters the lawn.
That's why it's one of those that it's one of these timeless questions.
I mean, the cats rule the internet. So
that's what
right.
it could be. You don't know. You guys, you know what? You guys should feel honored and privileged to be in that room at that moment when it went down. That's awesome.
That was a cool story.
That was a cool story.
It was.
It's the most amazing story I've ever heard. And we watched conspiracy theory documentaries on YouTube. That was
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Would you-
Oh yeah.
And then his neck turns like a robotic dragon and screams, froths at the mouth, looking at Pat.
And then coughed up a big fur ball.
Yeah.
for your government?
So, okay, wait. Would you die? And then right back into like.
Right in the soft stuff.
Right back into song.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right back in the-
Like a Smashing Pumpkins song.
Yeah. It might have been Billy Corgan.
Cat Stevens.
It was a quiet time for Billy. It could have been him.
It could have been Billy Corgan. That's amazing. All right, moving on.
Are we moving on?
Sadly, we have to move on.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to top it.
Yeah, that's true.
That was fucking incredible. Oh my god. I'm serious though. Like we're gonna be talking about that for months, years,
Good.
maybe even till the end of time. I don't know.
That might be the best and worst show.
Yeah.
All lumped into one.
That's why it's such a privilege to have been in that room
Yeah.
with his girlfriend. I wonder if they're still together.
Definitely.
Yeah. You
think so?
I gotta believe
Definitely.
Because she knows he's like the Bob Dylan of his time.
Yeah.
She knows he's waiting to break out.
Yeah. Like there's a whole, and if you think about it, man, like there's a lot of weird like subsects and genres of like
Yeah,
crap.
get your mouth out of the gutter. Your mind out of the gutter.
It's SECT. So like that guy could be raking in the dough and you have no idea.
I'd like to think that he is,
Yeah.
just because he deserves it.
He really does. For 7 words, he deserves fame and fortune for eternity.
Pat spent years working on the lyrics of the electric.
You guys like sweat and bled to make
Yeah.
this, and that guy, I'm
This
like,
guy looked at me and just cursed with obscenity. And he's gonna be a hero.
all right, let's get back to
So,
their
gentlemen,
So you guys performed an acoustic song for us earlier. Could you tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah, that's the opening track on our CD. It's called Born Here. It's kind of like we were saying before, it's one of those ones about Scranton and like I think like any growing up in any small town. That song specifically actually is kind of about like growing up as a musician in the city, you know, and just like that passion you have for music when you're trying to make it, and yeah, so that's it, I think.
I'm sorry, I'm just still reliving that.
Me
I'm
too.
trying to visualize like living there and being like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Now, with this being your debut album, and people have heard kind of bits and pieces of it, but they haven't heard the whole thing together. What are you hoping that people are going to take away from this once they've heard it? And have you listening to it back? What have you taken away from it? Are you looking at it differently now?
I don't know. I guess hopefully we accomplished the whole aspect of like what I said, like trying to put like music almost to the city. And I don't want to like overplay that either. Like it's not like every song's about Scranton.
It's not a concept album about Scranton.
No.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like just like as like a living like in a place like this, and like there's other songs, like there's love songs on it and stuff like that, and we cover like different topics. But yeah, I guess like just hopefully somebody gets that feeling that we're trying to put out there.
How long did it take you to do from when you guys decided we're gonna make an album?
Hey,
we're gonna make an album.
Yeah, Steve, we are.
We actually like writing and recording. It's been over a year, probably over a year and a half. We've been working on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many tracks do you guys have?
12 tracks on it. And we cut out a couple, so it was kind of like some trial
How do you
and
decide which
error
ones to get rid of?
I don't know. I think you just kind of know like if something works or something doesn't, you know.
The handpan song.
The song is still there, just no handpan.
I call this one D minor.
You really sound like a Muppet. I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
Steph, why aren't you
Good.
doing the?
He's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it before it's over.
All right. I'll let him go.
I love you guys.
We might have made a new fan.
Yeah.
He doesn't say friend. He goes, new fan. Like he's a big fucking rock star. Like he's the die for your government pussy guy.
Die for your government pussy guy.
Yeah. You made a new fan.
That's a long title.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like that's on his headstone. Like when that guy goes, it's time for your government pussy guy. Also, AKA Todd.
Like the fucker right in the pussy guy. Like
How about
that's
that?
that's
Did you
it.
guys see that on NEP?
Yeah.
He's like the first person to get arrested for that, right?
I think so. I think that's why it was spreading all over the place. Not that he did it because a million people have copied that and done it, but the fact that he got arrested for it.
Well, he
crazy.
grabbed her.
Yeah, he did kind of like come up behind her and everything.
You know what? All those guys. Like, I'm okay it happened to every other reporter. I'm kind of not okay that it happened to Stacy because I like her a lot. But
hit him up, Stacy.
You know what? For her not to like fisticuffs that guy, like that
She was
takes
mad.
a lot
Cool
of
about it,
restraint,
yeah.
man.
She was mad though. You could see like burn.
Wouldn't
in her
you be?
soul. I'd probably laugh.
Yeah, but you're not like. I mean, that's like if we're like standing in a corner, but that's her job.
Yeah.
you know?
But it's not like she said it. Like if she did it like that one music
No, but she
party.
didn't. But the thing is like if I worked at Burger King and like some dude walked in and like grabbed the mic and said that, I'd be like, oh, what do I do?
Can I get a number 2? And fuck her right in the pussy.
Oh, he said it.
No, that was effed up though. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was one of those things where like like you watch it on YouTube and you like they went and interviewed that guy because he did it a couple of times. Not the guy that did it
Right.
locally. The guy who did it like in Missouri.
Well, isn't that guy just like a comedian or something? I thought he
no,
wasn't
he's
actually legitimately
retired.
doing it.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's retired and knows he has nothing to lose. That's why he does it.
Oh, okay.
Is that what he said?
I think so. Wasn't it in that interview that we watched?
Oh yeah, that's what he's like. I got nothing better to do.
And then
That's what he said.
now he says he's going to do it in a way that people aren't even expecting it. Next.
Well,
Dirigibles,
Dirigible.
What's a dirigible?
It's
It's-
an airship.
the Goodyear blimp.
Like the Hindenburg?
Yes,
Yes.
that's a dirigible.
Yeah, I thought it was dirigible.
Dirigible.
We always have this conversation.
Dirigible.
No, dirigible.
We're like an old married couple. Ever right in the P.
Dirigible.
I don't know. I didn't think that was cool. That's just,
I didn't
maybe
either.
I don't think it's, and I probably don't think it's cool because I'm, it's too close. It's too close to home for me, if that makes sense.
No, it
That was
doesn't.
that hit too close to home for you.
It doesn't make any
What
sense.
happened on NEP?
Okay.
Yeah, like that bothered. I don't know why, but it was like and part of it was like, oh my god, did you see what happened? And then afterwards, I'm like, I don't like that.
I personally didn't think it was funny. I mean, you're talking to the guy who thinks that die for your government.
didn't think it
pussy
was
is hilarious.
funny.
I didn't think it was funny at all.
I didn't think it was funny either.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
See, I would agree just because there's so many people have already done it. Like, do something original. Like, if you're going to interrupt a newscast, like a million other people have done, at least come up with an original joke or something. That you're going to do it.
I saw what was it? It was like, I think it was like 2002, and there was a fire in Scranton, and it was like this is when WYOU was still around, channel 22 CBS, and it was like maybe it was like BRE, and it was like Andy Mahalchik is like at the scene of this fire, and they're like, did you see what happened? And the guy just F-bombs everything, and he was just like, oh, back to you. And I was like, dude, did I just? And this was before, like, I didn't have a DVR. It only lives in my mind. I can't see it again. It was very disappointing. But like, that is kind of cool because, you know, there was no malice. That's just how the guy talked. He just talked with a lot of expletives.
Right.
And this dude just walked out. All right.
Well, if it
Wait, no,
were,
can you imagine that? Here's my chance.
If it were my house burning down, was it his house?
No, he was just like he was.
Oh,
just
he
like,
was just one of the random
he was
witnesses.
he was just like a witness to the fire,
See,
which like everybody was.
See, I'm not a big fan of that in general. I feel like most newscasts, it's a huge waste of time because they spend at least out of if it's a half hour, they spend at least maybe 15 to 20 minutes of that talking to people who have absolutely nothing to do with whatever the news is. Between the Talkback 16 stuff, and then
16 is
which
like,
is yeah, it's in his own right, but you know, just like witnesses on the court, like it'll be snowing out, and they'll just walk up to random people. So
what do you think about this
so it's
snow?
snowing, huh? And they're it's I'm not a big fan of snow. You know, okay, how about this guy? And it's like, yeah, you know, I don't like driving in it because like your car slides. And they're saying like really obvious stuff because
It's like watching The Mentalist.
What else can you possibly say about the snow? I can't stand that.
Thanksgiving dinner, right? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. But Thanksgiving dinner, my grandmother, all she wanted to do was watch Newswatch 16. And I'm like, there's other stuff on. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, and so we watched the 5 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock happened, and I'm like, they're playing the same shit. She's like, I know. She was totally cool with like seeing that all over again. And my grandmother was like, she's new. That girl's new. The other girl left. She left, like, remember that other girl, that blonde girl? She's gone. And my grandmother's 90. And I'm like, how do you know all this? This is like, so Newswatch 16 is your days of our lives. And she's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, she knows like all the bios and all the news reporters locally. She came from Louisville. I'm like, holy shit, all right.
It's Louisville.
Oh, Jesus, Lauren.
No, it isn't. It's Louisville.
Not if you're from Louisville.
It's Louisville.
It's Louisville.
Do you guys realize what we just did though?
What?
The fucker right in the pussy thing is gone. You know what the new one is now, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Would you die for your government pussy?
If that would have been...
I would have been okay with that. Yeah.
Oh, I would have loved it. I would have been the only person.
We said that
Yeah,
simultaneously.
that would have been good.
There would have been 3 people in Scranton dying at that. Like, oh my god, he said it.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know I wouldn't know whether to shit my pants or wind my watch, so I shit on my watch.
Your mission,
Stone, I
blinded
think I know what you have to
passenger,
do now,
if
man.
you choose to accept it, is to get on 16 so you can say that.
I'm not condoning
That's how you
that
get
at
people to
all.
shows.
Yes.
Yes, I am not saying to do that.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Don't do that.
The only
Would you
thing
stop
I'll-
for government pussy Friday at the Keys, 8 o'clock, see ya.
What do you think of the snow? Oh, the snow's not good, but the show at the Keys on Friday will be okay. I
was once-
die for government pussy.
This is a true story, man. I used to be in a really shitty band, and this is like 2001 to like 2004, and I was speeding on 81, and I got pulled over, and I had flyers, and I gave the state trooper a flyer to our show. I'm like, I'll pay the fine, whatever, but if you're not doing anything tonight,
Did he come?
he came.
That's awesome.
I swear to God.
That's
Did you get a
awesome.
fine?
Huh?
Did you get a fine?
Yeah, I was doing like 85 and a 55.
But he still came.
Yeah.
What did he say to you?
He's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, glad you made it.
Did you play I Can't Drive 55 when he came?
No.
Missed opportunity.
Well, you know, I was drinking. If I was thinking a Sammy Hagar song could slip in here, I would have done it, and I just didn't think about it. But what are you gonna do? You're embarrassed. You're like, yeah, I did that. I was up in the cop goes up. Did you know what you did? No, that's why you pulled me over. I want you to tell me what I did, and then I want to see if I agree with you. And if you're not doing anything tonight at 8:00, you can come see our band. We used to do that for shows, man. We used to go out back then when I was a screaming alcoholic, we used to go out every night with flyers, and we'd probably do like 1,000 flyers per week. And if like 2% of those people that we handed them out to came in, it was a success.
Yeah.
That's how we gauged it.
Wow.
And anything under that,
we
like,
used to do that a lot. Too.
Yeah.
but that's like the shit of like what it is now. Like the hard thing is to get people to come to your shows. Like we just watched. Can I talk about this documentary real quick? Okay. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you're 30 Seconds to Mars fans, but this documentary's been out
on
for
Netflix.
Did you see it yet?
I didn't see it. I'm not a huge fan. That's why I've been kind of.
I wasn't a fan either. I never listened to their music at all, and I was glued to it.
Really?
Yeah, it was compelling.
It was about so they had a 9-year-old record contract, and they signed. They basically said, "Hey, we signed a shitty deal, but we got signed," and they wanted out of their record contract, and they were using. There's a law in California that says any contract that you sign is only valid for 7 years, regardless of what it is. So they were using that as their clause to like get out of their contract with EMI. And EMI was saying, well, according to your contract, you still owe us 2 more albums, so we're not going to let you. So it was like a matter of opinion, on who was right. So they had to. So EMI turns around and sues them for $30 million. The record company sues the band for $30 million. And regardless of your opinion on Jared Leto or My So-Called Life or whatever, and whether or not like he does what he did, like it doesn't matter if you like his music or whatever, but like seeing the corporate
just everything's play out
of that, where they were like, it's him and his brother started the band. Mm. They auditioned a guitar player, hired him, and that was 30 Seconds to Mars. And I didn't realize like how much Jared Leto actually does. Like he writes everything, like he does all this stuff, and he's like, but they had it's their lawyers, it's talking to their lawyers, and they're like, this is unheard of. And then EMI gets bought, and they were going to come to a deal where they were like, okay, we're going to renegotiate the contract. You're not going to sue us anymore. We're going to get better. So they, a hedge fund, right? Wasn't it a hedge fund from Europe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So this hedge fund comes in and buys EMI for like $4 billion, and they like fire everybody. And people who've never run a record company before are now running a record company.
And they were putting people in positions that were like superior or inferior and doing crappy jobs. They bumped them up to
sounds like the newspaper business.
It's like,
I mean,
what I'm trying to it's starting to look like a lot of business.
Well, partially I could understand why that guy wanted to do that, because he probably thought there was nepotism within the business and wanted to just crush everything.
No, he's just a capitalist. All they look at is the bottom line. It doesn't matter about like the creativity or anything.
Right.
And what they were looking at was like, as an art, and that's what they try to explain throughout the whole thing is like, as an artist, what do you get? Because you spend all the time creating it. It's your blood, sweat, and tears. And at the end, what do you get for it?
How about that? The breakdown?
Oh, the breakdown?
So when you
guys
create an album, say you get a $250,000 advance, they control all aspects of your finances. Even if you had a yard sale at your house, they are entitled to all the money that you make there, and they control it all. So anyway, they give you $250,000.
To make your album.
Right. In advance. So then once they get all the money for your album, they take 85% right off the top, and then out of the 15% remaining, they take back the money that they loaned you for the advance, plus they charge you for all of the packaging fees for distribution. And the laws are so antiquated that even if you distribute digitally through Apple or iTunes or whatever, they still have little fees hidden in there, like shrink wrap fees and things that iTunes is charging you just because the laws are antiquated. So,
well, it's part of the contract,
right? But so in order, they were saying it was almost like the record companies threw as much crap into the contract to see what people would miss.
Kind of like cell phone companies and cable companies.
Here's the interesting thing.
Well, the point is by the end of all the payoffs, they have a chunk of 85% of your album in their pockets regardless. And then out of the other 15%, you're usually in the red and you usually owe money to the record.
Yeah,
company
even
at
and
the
they
end
sold
of it.
five. I think they sold 5 million albums.
So it said to
and,
date,
and they're still in debt.
Yeah, to date,
$1.7
they
million.
haven't made
Guys,
any
why do
money
we
off
want to
of
do
any
this?
album.
Yeah, are you trying to tell us to go home and
Yeah.
just give it up?
No. What I'm saying is that there's a band that kind of did it on their own. I
Well, the
forget
moral
their
of the
name.
story
What was-
is that
what was-
EMI folded up and went under because they were greedy, and it caught up with them.
But that's everybody, and
And
part of what
yeah.
they're saying is like there's the largest record company in the world right now is a computer company. iTunes is the biggest record company,
and it's
Yeah.
not a record company.
and it's not a record
it's
company.
A distribution.
It's a distribution. So record companies now are not like what do you?
They're like a
when you
middleman
nurture-
that
like when you nurture an artist and stuff like that, like you know, a lot of bands like that we used to like we like it was like album 2 or 3 where they finally like caught on and were like, oh, I now get it.
because they were collaborating with the right producers.
Right, they were
and-
working together, and
Right.
now it's like get you out the like we just want to make the quick buck, but you know, and I think you said this where record companies now are now marketing and advertising companies. They're not,
Essentially.
and that's what they're doing. So at the
Yeah.
end of the day, all you're paying them for is they're just promotion.
yeah.
That's it. Because and what he's talking about in the model, like when you had physical records, when you had tapes, when you had CDs, when you had those were physical things, and his 10% that he was talking about, they in the chunk of money that they took out 10% for loss and damage. So like your CDs, you know, some of the boxes would break, some of the shit would be get digitally. They're still taking that out,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost them anything to
There's
upload.
no loss or damage. You
Yeah,
can't
there's no
turn
loss or
an
damage
MP3
on it. And it's just like, so there's one band, and I forget the name of it, and I have to watch the documentary again, but there was one band, and they referenced them. They're like, here's a band who wasn't signed with anybody. And they got like, they went, they're still pretty far. I just forget their
Hey,
name for the life of me.
Van
Didn't
Halen.
the
I think?
rapper Macklemore, I think he did that too.
Well, he was one of those, but
He was he was completely independent,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he
but
was
what-
able to.
but the point that they made, I think it was Jared Leto's manager made the point. He's like, you know, I talked to these guys, and you know, they did it without a label because 30 Seconds to Mars were like, let's just not have a label, and let's try to do it ourselves. But who the hell is going to pay for the promotion? The manager said, it was either manager or the lawyer, I forget. He said, yeah, they did it on their own, but basically what they did is they started their own record label as themselves. So in other words, they'd hire a marketing and PR team.
Mm.
They would hire all the people to do all the work that a normal record label would do. They just didn't do it under like EMI or Capitol or any of that stuff. So he's like,
a
even
lot
the
of bands
illusion
are-
of independent isn't really.
A lot of bands are doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole model is long gone, I think, at this point. So you guys, I mean, you guys are releasing this completely independently, right?
Yeah.
So all the costs are coming out of your own pocket.
Yeah. We recorded it independently too. Everything was recorded on our own by ourselves.
Wow.
And actually, Pat recorded it. We recorded everything in Pat's. It was like a little
Yeah, it's like a
den area.
computer
Yeah, but see, what
room
most
type.
people don't realize, like your time is worth something. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
your equipment's worth something.
Yeah.
Your everything.
Yeah.
So like when you look at like, you know, like if I said I made a short film and I'm like, it cost me nothing, people are like, well, how much did the camera cost?
Yeah.
You know, so if the camera
Right.
cost me $2,500, in essence, I spent $2,500.
Right.
Okay, if you edited it for 40 hours, you know, what's your hourly? So that's
Yeah.
kind of like what it costs. It's not necessarily for free,
Right. Yeah.
you know, but there's cost to it. So at the end of
Right.
the day, like, how do you recoup
Yeah.
that?
Like
You have
time
to do it
put in-
because you love it. You can't do it because
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you. Because I think if you look at it too much, especially being a local band, if you look at it too much from a business, and you'll just like start to go crazy, and then you're in it for the wrong things. Then you know what I mean.
is there
So-
is one of you business minded or is
Not
am.
really.
I pretty much am. I'm the smart one.
are you guys doing physical?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many physical did you do, if you don't mind me asking?
We got 300. So
and then
I don't know. Well, it's tough. Like when we used to play shows, even like I'd say like 5 or 6 years ago, we used to sell copies when we played. Like now it's like 1 or 2 maybe.
really,
And, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll sell more this Friday, but
yeah, but like
I
a
mean,
normal
like
show.
a normal night, yeah, you might not even sell any. Like, because I think people have access to it through like Spotify or whatever. You know what I mean?
But do you guys can you see like your digital downloads and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, are you guys still making traction or having traction or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's it is what it is. But that's what I find. Like there's a lot more streaming, and we get like a fraction of a cent for a stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people just do that because it's more convenient. Not even necessarily because they don't want to buy it. Like just
right
because it's so convenient. You know.
Do you feel like as an artist that you put all that time and effort into it? Like, do you feel cheated or cheapened?
At this point, like I don't really.
20 years ago, how would you feel?
I mean, like,
if you were doing this 20 years ago and people were like, "Oh, you're just we made all these physical CDs and people are just taking them."
Yeah, I guess when you put it that way,
but then you look at it from the standpoint of you just like if you're not a band that's like if you're not Katy Perry or Kesha or something like that, you're just a local band from, whatever town in America. You want to get your music heard by any means possible. You're not looking at it as dollar signs. You just want to get out there. You want to get noticed. That's where, it's interesting to see like those bands like Foo Fighters, Taylor Swift, everybody like start to complain about people, stealing their music. And it's interesting what you said too. Like, how much are they really making? Because probably from the standpoint that they're coming from, like, maybe they're not. Yeah, there's millions of dollars to be had. Who's having it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe it's not them. Maybe that's why they're so up in arms about it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when we're looking, up from below, it's like, well, what do you complain about, dude? We just want to get our music heard. I don't care if you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Just stream it, give it to your friends, give the physical copy to your friends. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, of course we want people to buy it, but it's just, I think there's a different viewpoint when you're just starting out.
So at some point your perspective on it changes depending on success. Yeah. And that's labeled differently to other people. Yeah. Success is different to other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So your success is having a larger audience hear it more so than a financial gain.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're in it for the love of the music, then I think anybody would agree with that they'd be in it for, more, fans and more, outreach with your music than more money. I mean, if you get paid for doing something you love, hey, it's a bonus, you know what I mean? But like, that's the stepping off point. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to get paid for doing something they love. So, and I think right now with technology, it just makes it a little bit more difficult.
I thought that was a damn good answer. I was looking for you to be like, yeah.
What do you want me to expound upon that?
No,
I'm not a musician.
You guys are smart. I'm here like I'm like the Marcel Marceau of. How many am I at?
5, 10, 15,
20.
43.
She didn't mark them all either.
No, I missed a lot.
Yeah.
That's just the likes.
All right, so you want to wrap it up before I get more in debt to charities?
Have you picked a charity?
Do you guys want to pick a charity?
What about that animal shelter you were talking about in the beginning?
Oh, Blue Chip.
There you go.
Blue Chip.
Okay. That's fair.
See, not only are you funny, you're thoughtful.
I'm very kind.
So 43 times 25 cents is going to Blue Chip Animal Shelter.
Okay. Should we do that every week, or should we do a different one every week, or like rotate like 4?
Yeah, maybe we'll pick a couple different ones.
Okay. And then we'll let the guests pick.
Yeah.
All right. So Friday at
the Keys,
right?
Yeah, Friday, December.
This is where you market yourself.
Yes. We're not doing a very good job.
Make sure you get those balloons.
Friday, December 5th.
Boys. We're getting to it.
We're getting balloons, man.
Friday, December 5th at the Keys. And bring your own balloons. Because we won't be providing any.
He does it so good.
But no, seriously.
That was serious.
Right? Yeah, that was. I'm serious. Bring your own balloons. No, it's Friday, December 5th at the Keys. It's the first Friday. There's going to be art showcased by my brother Nick Ogonosky. If you're, Facebook minded, search him out on Facebook. And, he's posted a couple pictures already on his Facebook about, what he's going to be displaying there. So you could get a little sneak peek of, what's to come Friday on that.
Is he playing Friday
yeah.
too? Yeah.
My brother also drums for A Social State. They're playing the show with our good friends Estakota as well. So the bands kick off at around 9:00. It's $5 to get in. And hopefully it'll just be, I'm just really excited because it's just a bunch of friends, hanging out, playing music together, having drinks, appreciating some art and music. And I think it's going to be a blast. So I hope a lot of people come out.
And we'll be talking to Nick later in the week for an interview on the site too. So,
nice.
So we'll have something on the site.
So I didn't
as
have
well.
to plug him as much as I did then.
No, but he's going to be very happy that you did.
He was going to be thrilled.
Yeah. He's like, wow, that's so nice. It was about you, but you talked about me.
So in other words, go to the show, support these talented gentlemen, buy a CD, buy a T-shirt, buy an art
We didn't
print.
make the T-shirts yet.
No,
Those T-shirts are coming. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on and bug them for one of those.
You gotta make them.
Yeah. So
we should get on. Even if we just make them ourselves with like Sharpie on like a
I'm
white
totally
Hanes
fine
t-shirt.
with that. Or you get your brother.
Yeah.
Bumper stickers.
Blinded passenger. It's like, instead of like the show me state.
Yeah.
Die for your government. I'm excited. I'll be there, man.
Nice. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, well,
Thanks for having us too, by the
yeah,
way.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
playing. Thanks for
Sure.
everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. So
Thanks for making it not awkward, because it was awkward when you first got here. We didn't
It
know
was
what
a
to do.
little,
It was like
yeah.
a first date.
we had to
Yeah.
we had to just dip our toes in, and
Yeah,
then,
we had to break
we
that
just
ice.
had to slide
It was
in.
wa-
But yeah,
You realized it was kind of warm.
yeah,
Lukewarm.
Well,
Yeah.
we had to break their podcast, Cherry. They've never done this before.
Yeah, we
yeah.
Is
It
it
was
broken?
Yeah, it's broken.
Would you come back?
Shattered.
Absolutely.
If you would like to have me back to hear that story again,
I will. That's,
No, we gotta get it.
No,
dude.
we'll tell you about Hudson, New York next time.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Hudson, New York teaser.
The-
That
All
could
right, all
that's
right,
equally
cool.
as worse.
But
Put a
just
pin in
let
it.
you know, the bar is pretty high with that story. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, unless something happens now between now and the next podcast, I don't know if we could top that.
just text one of us and be like, "We got a new one,"
okay.
and we'll just do it as a segment.
Nice.
If he contacts you, let us know.
Oh my god! Wouldn't
Yeah.
that would be like
Definitely.
that would be like Christmas and my birthday and like the birth of my first kid, like all that wrapped up into one. If this guy's, especially if he's angry about it,
If he, I would like for him to be here with us, so I could tell him how he made me feel.
he made you feel amazing.
At the time, no, I was very uncomfortable. yeah,
But in hindsight, it's amazing.
oh,
a
it's
great
my favorite
story,
story. Yeah, but it was uncomfortable at first. It was really seriously. It was in a dark. It was really dark in there too. I have to add that.
I think there's two sides of every story.
I'd love to
and
hear his
I
side.
would I would be very open to welcoming him to tell his side if we can find him
Right.
in
I think
internet
it'll
land.
be equally amazing. What if he has Tourette's and we're just total assholes?
Then I'd feel like a dick.
yeah. I never thought about that.
That
What if,
wasn't
like,
really-
all this-
He
what if
has a
all this-
very concise Tourette's.
Yeah, I was just
form of
thinking about
Tourette's.
that. Like, what if it's like chicks and stuff are totally like government sexual?
Yeah, and
Right,
very
you're trying to-
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Copyright it.
yeah.
That's what we need. Somebody to copyright that. We should do it. Oh,
Yeah.
let's get in business together, guys.
yeah, I like it.
Because if
Yeah.
you don't make the t-shirts, I'm going to do it.
I want in on this.
Yeah, no. Well,
If we drop the ball and then we see you later on wearing that T-shirt and be like,
we're making it for Friday.
You're gonna be selling them in the parking
I will
lot
make
on
it.
Friday.
I will make it
Yo,
for
get
Friday.
You're
your
wearing a top hat and a cane.
How do I go to a t-shirt like one of those t-shirt, like at the mall?
Yeah.
Like the Fremont Mall had like the t-shirt
like
thing. I'm
world's
how do I
best
make-
grandpa?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, all right, on the front, I want to say blind and passenger, and I want on the back to say this.
He'd be like, okay, that's your second request this week.
Why
you guys
am I
heard-
getting all these requests for this?
You guys heard the podcast too?
That's awesome.
The front also needs to be like an awkward family portrait of Blind and Passenger too, because that's
Take
the
that right
T-shirts
now.
in the mall. They all look like that, so that would have to be
it'll
part
say
of it.
number one band.
Yeah, everybody just sit on Steve's djembe.
Just And you do this. You wait. If you get on the djembe
Yeah.
like this, yes, that's it. Will you do it?
Get it done.
All right.
Let's get it done.
I hope we can make that T-shirt. I'll wear it Friday.
That'd be
Tune-
great. That'd be
Tune in
fantastic.
next week to see if the T-shirt happens.
Okay, cool. Oh, do you want to talk about our guests for next week,
Oh yeah.
or should it be a surprise, or should we?
Mention them briefly.
All right, next week we're gonna have on two of the most amazingly insane people I know, Vinny from the V Spot and T from Thirsties, and they're gonna talk about kind of like the business side of being a venue, like what it takes for them to do music and entertainment and art and shit like that. So
Nice. That should be a good show. It'd be.
oh, those guys are
interesting
gonna be. This is
Yeah.
it's almost like the other guy that you guys are talking about. Like,
Well,
I'm most looking forward to this one.
They're gonna talk about what it's like to be the owner of a bar who has a guy screaming in the corner singing, "Would you die for your government, pussy?" Like, well, how you serve a drink to
Yeah,
that?
like people are sitting there. He's not bad.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
He reminds me of a young Dylan.
Before he went electric. All right, so you want to.
yeah. Let's cut it there. Thanks for listening. Come to the show. We'll be there, and have a good night, everybody.
Doors at 9, right?
Doors are actually the first Friday art show. I think starts
Is it
earlier
5?
on, like 5 or 6 o'clock,
And then the cover
then,
starts at
9.
9?
9. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
All right.
well, I'll be there. Thank you guys. Thank you for not
Thank you guys.
kicking
for
my
having
ass,
us.
Rich.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
guys.
right. Buy the album Friday. Friday it's available.
Yep. On iTunes and all that stuff on Friday.
iTunes,
Physical.
Spotify.
Killer.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
All right.
And that's all I am. I'm in a